Welcome back to Dropped In. I am going to do my best to not start bawling my eyes out and full body shivers here today as I have the absolute honor and privilege to share this fierce force queen with you today. Kristina Gauthier has been in my life for 3 years at least. I consider her a dear friend, a soul sister, and an awe-inspiring client. And I feel so honored to share her with you today. So welcome, Kristina. Welcome to Dropped In.
Thanks, Meg. I'm so excited to be here.
So excited, soul excited. All right, so before we drop in, I will share this incredible bio with you today. So Kristina Gauthier is a certified spiritual health and life coach. She thrives on creating a safe space where her clients are able to lean into their personal power and unlock their magic and medicine. Kristina guides her clients to heal their trauma and reconnect with their inner child, all while encouraging them to unapologetically speak their truth. She views her clients as family and therefore treats their healing journey as her own. Kristina is an intergenerational cycle breaker, breaking free from a lifestyle that unfortunately took the lives of both her late mother and sister. As a cycle breaker, Kristina's mission is to dive deep into the origins of her and her family's behaviors and root out unhealthy patterns. Cycle breaking involves both deep introspective work and intentional behavioral change. Despite facing tough challenges in life, Kristina has made a conscious decision to work on herself and become the best version. As a result, she is using her personal journey to empower others to lean in, break toxic cycles, and do the healing work. Kristina emphasizes the transformative power of self-love and encourages you to break free from the negativity and self-doubt that society imposes. She reminds you that you are capable of achieving greatness and deserve to be treated with kindness and respect, especially from yourself. Welcome, Kristina. Welcome, welcome, you fierce queen, you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
How are you doing today? How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm so excited to be here. I have had a heavy weekend of rewriting the narrative and showing up differently than what any woman in my lineage has with my late sister's daughter, Liberty, which I will refer to in this podcast and life as my child. She is my kid. So I'm really excited to be here and to just let it all out, drop in and just talk cycle breaking and what that looks like and the power of healing and how it's the best investment we can give to ourselves is to heal our trauma.
100%. And so if I can just go back in time with you for a moment. So I was to have a retreat in Costa Rica in 2020. And so Kristina signed up. And so this is essentially how we met virtually in the online space. And of course, COVID happened and had to cancel. And so kind of pivoted there. And then Kristina, you started to invest in working with me through one-on-one work. And then amongst many other things, you basically have said yes to everything that I've put out into the universe. So thank you for that. But to see where you are today as a reflect back on the woman that you were 3 years ago is nothing short of a miracle and amazing and just like the most breathtakingly beautiful thing I've ever witnessed. So let's go there. Let's tap into your journey and you know where you are today from where you were even just a few years ago.
Okay, you're right. So it started, you were holding these retreats, hosting these retreats, and I knew that I had worked with great psychologists for probably approximately 10 years prior to meeting you, and they were wonderful. They took me where I needed to go. but I just very much felt that like I was plateauing and I just needed more. And I think I was really tapping into my spiritual side. 2017, I lost my late sister to a fentanyl overdose, and that was my spiritual awakening. That was the death. What do we call that again? Night of rebirth, the soul of, I forget.
Yep. Dark night of the soul.
Thank you. That's what I mean to say. Dark night of the soul. So I totally just woke up right then and there. And then you came in. I had seen you online, and I remember you and I had a phone call, and we were talking about the retreat. And I had left my my toxic relationship at that point, and I was like, "Okay, I'm going to invest in this retreat for myself as a gift. Like, you go, girl. You did this." And then you and I had this phone call, and there was, when we first started that phone call, Meg, you honored my sister. And that to me is like, when someone stops and honors my sister, it's like, that seals the deal. Like, I already intuitively knew I was supposed to be here, but when you stop and take that moment to honor her and share what you knew of her, I'm like, that shit means the world to me. So I signed up. Unfortunately, COVID canceled, but I knew that I just had to keep going with you. So we did one-on-one, and we started with our one-on-one coaching, and I did that for 3 months and just continued to watch myself grow. And then you did these retreats, and I, invested in those, and 2 mastermind sacred sister circles. I showed up for those. And at first, when I first met you, Meg, I was actually enrolled to go to school to be a social worker. That's what kind of thought I was going to do. I was working as an EA before in the Cowichan Valley, working with Indigenous children, really just showing up for them the way I wish someone was able to show up for me. And so when I had told you my story, you were like, girl, I think you need to be a coach. And I was like, well, what do you mean? And you're like, your story is so powerful. Like, I think you're already coaching people and you're not even aware of it. And I always knew that I was a healer and I had this gift. I just didn't know like how to use it or what direction to go. And then when I had met you and saw that, we can do this and we can make a career and we can help people. And I was just like, holy shit, sign me up. So here we are. You are really the catalyst. You planted this seed to follow this dream and to keep leaning into it. And as we just kept going and growing and healing and, reconciling with family members and healing wounds and bringing family members back in. And now, I'm now getting online and showing my face and making videos and sharing my story and motivational speaking. And honestly, Meg, I couldn't have done it without you. I know that in my soul. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I am the vessel, and you hold the key to your self-source power. So it is just an absolute, like, I pinch myself on the daily, just especially just seeing where you are and the power in your voice and the power in your presence. And I'm going to share this with you. I don't know if I've ever shared this with you before, but you are the first, and probably not only, but definitely the first client that I've ever been intimidated by. Like, you are fierce and you are a force. I'm not intimidated by you anymore, of course, but I was like, this girl's fucking legit and she has shit to do here. And so if we can go back in time even further. So you mentioned that you spent 10 years working with psychologists, and deep bows to you for really initiating that, because especially from what you've shared with me and what you've shared here today in the podcast, and breaking the cycles generationally, like, it takes a lot of fucking courage to do that. It takes a lot of grit to run towards those dark, shadowy parts. So how did you even take that initiative to realize, like, I want support, I need help?
So Meg, I was about 22, I believe, and I was really noticing some of my mom's unhealthy patterns come out of me, right? Like, in my behavior and stuff. And I've always been very self-aware. And so I was like noticing these patterns come out in my behavior. And I was like, this is not what I want to do or where I want to go. So I walked into my first psychologist's office at 22 and sat down. And she said to me, she's like, Kristina, you are the youngest client I have ever had that has sat in my office, that hasn't had benefits, and has said, give me help. I want to heal. And I just intuitively knew, Meg, the only way to get out of these patterns that I was shown my entire life was to heal.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the story. That's how we started, right then and there.
It's incredible. And it's true, and I think it's really, when I'm working with people, as you know, I work at the treatment center that your sister was at, and I teach Kundalini there. And I always ensure that the individuals like own and honor and acknowledge their journey and the work that they're leaning into, because if it was easy, everyone would do it, and it isn't easy, and it can be so overwhelming and so exhausting, right? To, especially for the role that you've signed up for, your soul contract. It's just like, it's legit, man, right? And to be consciously aware and intentional of breaking these cycles is next level. So again, deep bows to you. I see you and honor you and acknowledge you. And yeah, and look at, I love that you refer to Liberty as your daughter. Like, what a powerful role model she has.
She is my daughter. I said this to her yesterday. I said, even though I didn't give birth to you, it was like the second I saw you, you were mine. Like, you were my baby. I wanted you. I wanted better for you. I knew that my sister had a fucked up childhood. I had a fucked up childhood. And if anyone was going to do better in this family, it was going to be me, because she deserved that. I deserved better. My sister deserved better, right? But unfortunately, our parents just didn't have the skills to show up. That wasn't the contract.
Mm-hmm.
So I just did that. I started fucking showing up better, differently. I know if I want my kid to break the cycle, Meg, I have to show up differently.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do the work. She's watching me. She watches every fucking move I make.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be the woman that she's going to look up to and she's going to inspire to. And like, every time something goes down in her life and, and she wants to call me and like, complain about it, I just reroute it right back to healing, And sometimes she's like, Auntie, like, you're kind of annoying. Like, I just want to like bitch about it. You just want to talk to me about healing. And I'm like, because baby, the only way we're getting you out of this is to fucking heal.
Girlfriend.
So if I keep hitting the nail on the head, one day she'll get it.
Totally, 100%. Right. I just have to say something. You keep getting this thumb up, and your sister's here with us.
Yeah, of course she is. She's always here.
Seriously, did you see that? Like, whenever you're speaking about something like really like energetically aligned with what you're experiencing right now, the thumb comes up randomly. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
I did see that thumb, so that's amazing that you can see it too. I love that.
So what's next? So, I mean, you've really been tackling this head on, and really coming into the space of doing the deep healing work and being the healthy role model for your daughter and all that you're doing for your family and your lineage. So, where do you see yourself going? What's next?
What's next? So I've really been leaning into showing up online. I really resisted it for a really long time. In January, you and I had a breakthrough day together, and I really believe that shifted so much inside of me of being safe to being seen, like to just throw it out there. Because, Meg, as you know, like putting your fucking story online for everybody to judge you is fucking scary, right? Like, I don't mind telling people in real life, like, hey, this is my journey, this is my trauma, this is what I've come over. But when you put that shit online and you allow everyone to have access to it, it's like, holy shit, right? So, I had that breakthrough day with you, and then I went away for my birthday with my girlfriend, and she's a medium, and my sister kept coming through and kept channeling through and telling her, tell Kristina to quit being so posh, tell Kristina to quit being so posh. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, sister? Like, I really humbled my ego from back in the day in my 20s. Like, I've really come, a long way. So I was like, so what? I can't like shop at Aritzia anymore and like nice things? Like, I don't think so, sister. That's not going to happen. And then it dawned on me. The fucking light bulb went off, Meg. And what she was trying to tell me was, when I reflect back to when I first launched my coaching career in 2022, or 2021. And, my videos, I had to have all my hair done and my makeup done. And, it's like, taking like 8 hours to shoot one video. And my fucking third eye was so sore from staring at the ring light all day that I hated it. I pushed it away. I was like, I can't do this. This isn't for me, not for me. And then after, the breakthrough day, and now I'm starting to be able to be seen. And then my message with my sister, what I got from that was just show the fuck up, Kristina. Don't worry about the makeup. Don't worry about your hair. I'm a gym girl. I'm a Lulu girl. Like, this is dressed up for me right now to be on your podcast. But normally you catch me no makeup, bun on top of my head, just speaking my truth. So after we did that work together, I was like, you know what? And you said to me, just start recording. Just do it. Just start fucking recording, Kristina. So I was like, okay, girl, started recording. I'm just, putting my message out there. I'm motivating people. I love to hype people up. I love to encourage people to show the fuck up for themselves. I love to encourage people to heal. I love encourage people to just like own their power, speak their fucking truth, because like that's our birthright. So this is where we're at, making videos, coaching clients. The feedback has been like, I wasn't even expecting. It's been astronomical. It's been so beautiful. People are like, the vulnerability from my end, and people are just honoring me and resharing my videos. And I'm just like, holy shit, like drop fucking in.
Oh my God. I'm just like legit flooded with shivers the entire conversation. It's mind-blowing. Like it is mind-blowing to see what occurred after that breakthrough day, because I remember asking you this question. I know it was a pivotal question for me too during my breakthrough day. It's like, what do you need to do that you what must you do that you don't want to do? And for you, it was just like going live and making these videos, and all of a sudden, like, it was like a week later. It was just like, and it hasn't stopped. It's just been this open channel of downloads that you're just throwing to the world. And I love that you were able to decipher the message that you received from the medium into just showing up, right? And being real and raw and sharing your magic and medicine. And that's what you're doing, and you're giving people permission to do the same. So it's freaking incredible to see where you are and what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you for honoring me. And you're such a huge part of that, Meg. Like this whole journey of the healing and with my family and finding myself and speaking my voice and feeling safe to be seen. And like the work that you and I have done together, like you are a huge part of that.
Well, we're in it together, girlfriend.
Yeah, girl.
So you are a projector.
I am a projector.
In human design. And you are like the new age leader of the world. Did you know that?
Thank you. I didn't know that.
As a projector, like this is your new assignment. Like this is the new role for you as a projector, is to come into this embodied leadership, like to invite people in. Yes, you require the invitation as well, but this is like the next level leadership that the world is begging for. So as this dropped in fierce force queen that I have in front of me today, and through your potent spells that you cast on people through sharing like just these incredible downloads, how do you see yourself leading yourself and in turn creating this beautiful ripple effect in leading others?
Good question. Staying true to me, staying aligned. As a projector, I have to honor that I need a lot of downtime. As a healer, as an empath, I need a lot of time to just recharge, to be alone, to do that. So I truly believe, Meg, the more I'm aligned with myself and my truth, I'm able to project that to the world, to encourage people to do the same thing, right? Let's take these fucking masks off. Like, stop, walking on eggshells, stop living in these old stories that we aren't worthy. Like, let's fucking pull that shit back and let's get real and raw. And the more that I can do that and I can show up and be this version, I think that it will come naturally. I'll just continue to inspire people to do the same.
100%, 100%. But yeah, you are the leader, that's for sure, that the world's been begging for. So huge props to you for showing up and sharing and being seen.
Thanks, sister.
Yeah. So let's tap into the world of addiction, because that is no easy feat to overcome, especially when it's been passed down from generations to generations, right? So how has it been for you to overcome these addictive habits and behaviors and come into the space of where you are today?
So, like I had mentioned earlier, I've always been quite self-aware, right? I'm super good at, one of my gifts is looking at patterns, right? Patterns that are playing out. I'm like able to connect like A, B, C, D. I'm like, okay, wait, this has now become a pattern, and this is the pattern that I'm not willing to keep following. So in my younger 20s, I had an addiction to Percocets for probably approximately 6 years. And I remember my kid, she was about 4, and I went to go, pick up, and she had said to me, she was like, oh, that's mommy and daddy's friend, so and so. And I was like, fuck, like the kid is putting two and two together, right? Like, and that promise that I made to her when she was brought into this world is that I have to do better. So that was like the start of like, okay, Kristina, this isn't working. She deserves better. Her parents are fucked up. If you want, her to have better, you have to do better. We have to set by example. And so I just started really playing the tape meg. Like I was like, okay, so here's what I'm doing. I'm going to the drug dealer. I'm buying these Percocets. I'm eating the Percocets. I'm numbing myself out. They're not even making me feel good. I actually feel shitty and bitchy. Then I can't take a shit. I'm so constipated. And then it's this like fucking vicious cycle over and over again. I'm like, I want off this ride. This ride's not fun anymore. Like I need, and the fact that I was like giving my power away to this tiny pill, I was like, this pill has control over me and this has to stop. Was it easy? No, not at all. But it was a part of the process. Play the tape, take my power back. And I actually never went to treatment, Meg. I did it all myself. So, and I knew that treatment wasn't for me. It's just no shame. Like if that's what anyone needs, I honor that. I'm so proud of you for going. I just knew it wasn't for me, and that I could do this on my own. And so I really just started working on myself and connecting and creating this beautiful relationship with myself and learning to trust myself day by day, bit by bit. And before I know it, I just kicked that shit to the curb. And here we go, like 6 years sober now from pills. Yeah.
6 years. It's incredible.
Thank you. Super
So
proud of
proud of you.
myself. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's something to be truly proud of. And it's so fascinating. I remember with the eating disorder, I know it was all the things that I had done that kind of created this result for me to move beyond it. But it's not just that one thing. It's like you said, it's the self-awareness, but it's also implementing the embodiment practices. Like I know you're a fellow yogi, you love yoga. And so it's like really getting dropped back into your body, right? As opposed to like going outside of ourselves to quote unquote make ourselves feel better. It's really going within and like having that embodied self-awareness to be like, okay, like what is it that I need? Like, how can I bring that healing inwards as opposed to trying to go outside to quote unquote make myself feel better, or to not feel, or to just follow suit of what the behaviors have been modeled before us, right? Because it's natural that you went down that route, just like it was natural that I went down my route, because my environment was just completely immersed in addictive behaviors and addictive patterns, specifically around alcohol and food, right? So of course I learned to model those behaviors. So when it comes down to that self-awareness piece, I know it just comes like natural for you, right? But for those that are like, okay, well, how do I come into the space of bringing forth more self-awareness? How can I move beyond perhaps going outside of myself? What is something that you could share with them to help them kind of draw that awareness back inwards?
Reflection. Start small. Start small in your day, right? Like I have an alarm that goes off at 12 o'clock every day to reflect on my day, to count my blessings. Like what can I appreciate for today, right? When we start, it's just like a muscle going to the gym, right? When we go to the gym, we're not going to go drop our heaviest weight and be the best weightlifter. Same thing with reflection, same thing with healing, same thing with self-awareness, right? Small steps. Right. So if we take it, reflect, hey, we had a situation with someone, I stop and think about it. What could I have done better? What's my role in it? Right. Like we always have a role in everything we do. Right. And even if you feel that it's the other person, they did wrong, we can at least have 1%. What we could have done better, where we gave our power away, where we allowed that person to trigger us and take over control. Right. So I would recommend, and, start small, start reflecting throughout your day, and start reflecting on, maybe situations in your life, and try to see if there's patterns within your life. Like, oh, hey, I'm triggered by this person, this person, this person, because it's not always everybody else. They're showing us where we need to heal, right? And it's leaning into us. There's that thumb up again, leaning into our own story, right? And asking ourselves, like, hey, like, what parts of me feel triggered? What happened? And really getting curious, right? And you said it was so great. We're looking for outside all the time, outside resources, outside to numb out, outside validation, outside this, that, and everything, right? It's all within us already. We all have the magic and the medicine deep in us, locked in within ourselves already. We just got to tap fucking into it.
Boom. 100%. 100%. Yeah. And taking that personal responsibility piece, right? Like, it's so important. So important. I love it. So for those listening, how can they learn more from you? How can they work with you? How can they connect with you?
You can find me on Instagram. Do you want me to say my handle now, or will you post it?
I'll post it. I'll put in the show notes for sure.
Okay, perfect. So you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Facebook. I am offering one-to-one coaching. If you're really looking to take your power back, lean into your shit, like, speak your truth, like, just become the best version of yourself. Like, so if if you are feeling called to, lean into those areas you've been running from, and to own your power, to speak your truth, and just to take those fucking masks off and live authentically, like, girl, let's do this.
Yes. So Kristina, if someone is wanting to throw in the towel, to quit, to give in, when things get hard, what is a message of hope that you can give them?
So for me, one of my greatest skills, I believe, is for why I've been able to break through so many cycles, is just being my own coach. So I invite my clients and everybody to be your own coach, right? Like, our ego and our old stories are so good at finding facts about why it's not going to work and how it's too hard. And, we snowball and we tell ourselves these stories, but in fact, that's not the truth. We've all had such hard shit go down in our lives, but we've made it. Even on the days that we didn't think we were going to, we fucking made it. So bring those facts. I love the facts. Bring those facts up. Okay, remember back in that day when, that happened. I made through that. Oh, how about that day? Oh, I made through that, right? And just reframe it and rebuild a new foundation, and believe in yourself that, like, we can do this. We can do hard shit.
Yes. Mic drop. And, you wouldn't be working with me, and I wouldn't be working with you if you didn't practice what you preach and embody what you teach. So thank you for leading the way, for doing your work first, because there are so many people out there who are not, they're unhealed healers. And I honor you for doing the work and for leaning in and always showing up for yourself first, always, always. So thank you. I love you. I could be here with you all day. We'll definitely get you back in on Dropped In. And thank you for showing everyone, the world, what's possible, Kristina. Truly, you are fierce and you are force, and you are a queen.
Oh, thanks, Meg. That means so much to me coming from you. Like, I love you so, so, so much. And same with you, girl. Like, because my journey it's been so hard, and that's just the truth, right? I'm very much like a practice what you preach, embody what you teach kind of girl. And any coach in life, like, unless you are doing the fucking work, like, I don't feel like you can tell me anything. And so when I met you, and I could see, like, I can feel it, I can see it, like, you put in the work, girl. You show the fuck up. You, like, you're not going to go give me a tool that you haven't embodied yourself, right? And so that was another huge part of why I was like, yeah, you say I'm always like, yes to anything you come out with, right? Because I know, girl, like, I'm just getting started. You've been in this industry for, 6 years now, right? Or so. And so I'm, watching you and letting you, your guiding light and just learning from you. And it's truly such an honor, Meg, to be here with you and to grow and heal and have you celebrate me as I celebrate you. And you are such a beautiful gift to this world. So thank you for being you. I love you endlessly.
I love you. Well, until next time, we will see you on Dropped In. Thank you so much for dropping in with me today. If you loved this episode, I would be forever grateful if you rated and reviewed. And if you feel called to share it with your community on social media, please tag me so I can thank you personally. Until next time, I will see you on Dropped In.